Hi friends, good day. We had discussion about introduction to final accounts in the last class. We have started discussing with accounting cycle or accounting process, and then how to prepare final accounts. What is the reason why you should prepare final accounts? We have also discussed about the significance of the financial statements. Every business organization would like to know the result. The result is being classified in two categories: gross result and net result. When you look at the corporate accounting point of view, there is no distinction between gross result and net result. Ultimately, they will be looking at the net result only. Only in case of non-corporate entities, we are splitting into gross result, net result. If it is non-manufacturing entities. So initially, my intention is to focus on non-manufacturing entities. Is this clear to all of you? Then, when you look at the definition part, we have seen accounting is the art of recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, interpreting and communicating the result I told you. The foundation final accounts is the base for any final accounts at next level. Please try to understand what I am trying to convey to you. The financial statements of sole proprietary concern, whatever you learn here will definitely be an advantage to you when you go to the final accounts of corporate entities. What is the difference is there that the financial statements of corporate accounting entities is as per legislation, as per particular law. For example, financial statements of company account is governed by Companies Act 2013. Is this clear? Like financial entities of banking concerns is being governed by Banking Regulation Act. So that is the difference. Otherwise, the expenditure, either you talk about a sole proprietary concern or you talk about a partnership concern or a corporate entity, the expenses are common. You may be paying salaries in lakhs or you may be paying wages in thousands, whereas wages and salaries for a big organization, corporate entities may be in crores of rupees. That is the difference. But the nature of expenses, everything will be the same. So, and one more important point, today's class, I think the screen which is visible, I will discuss with you these points which has been given there. Whatever the item that has been, I'll take up in a while. I thought of sharing to have an overall clarity of this chapter. Sir, you talk about the definition part of accounting is the art of recording, classifying, summarizing. When accounting is basically, I've taken up to only the summarizing part, recording, classifying, summarizing. If that is the case, why we are learning consignment, why we are learning depreciation, why we are learning bills of exchange, why we are learning average due date, why we are learning account current, why we are learning inventory, why we are learning sale of goods on approval. Right. The question may come to your mind, sir, whether these things are part of accounting or not. Because we are learning in the subject that these all are the accounting, financial accounting. Which accounting we talk about, my dear friends? But I learned that in an introduction part. The accounting is like split into subdivision of accounting: financial accounting, cost accounting, management accounting, social responsibility accounting, human resource accounting. There are various, inflation accounting. There are so many sub accounting, but we talk about which accounting? Financial accounting, which are historical in nature. See, the financial accounting is historical in nature. After spending it, you start recording it. But before spending it, if you record it, is a provision, we say. Got it? After incurring the expenditure, you record it. After earning, the right to earn the income is ascertained, then you record it. It is called a revenue recognition. The expenditure, if it is incurred, paid or payable, will be recorded. So which is historical. Simple example, I purchase goods on credit. When I purchase goods on credit, it's a deferred payment. You know, deferred payment means postponing the payment. But the moment I purchase, my obligation has arisen. I need to make a payment. Similarly, when I sold goods on credit, what will happen? There, the revenue has been recognized. The moment I sold the goods, even though I have not received the cash, I record it. That is, after happening or incurring the things, I am recording it. But there are some provisions. Most of you are from commerce background, I am sharing with you. Provision for bad debts. You are creating provision for electricity bill. You are creating the provision for meeting the future expenses. Amount you are not sure. Electricity bill, unless you receive the electricity bill, you are not sure of it. Recently this month you might have seen there is a excessive current bill that has been generated. Can you predict what is the electricity bill you are going to pay? So for that, in anticipation of expenditure, you are keeping aside some amount that you need to make a payment. I am talking about business entity concept, a business point of view, business point of view. So for a business, it's a provision, anticipation of future expenses, future losses is called as a provision. Otherwise, financial accounting is historical in nature. Got it? Right. So even electricity bill or anything, you are not sure of how much you need to pay, but you have already incurred the benefit. I think this is what the reason why we are talking about financial accounting. So when you are looking at the definition part of it, sir, consignment I am studying how this is related to financial accounting. You know that consignment, bills of exchange, or goods sent on approval, these all are called as special transactions, you know. What do you mean by special transaction? Which are very rarely occurs. A bills of exchange, the madam has covered the topic. Bills of exchange is special transaction. Why special? Every business house won't draw the bill. Every business house won't accept the bill. Maybe those people who are having credit facility of buying the goods or selling the goods, maybe to have as an acknowledgement of a debt, they may be drawing the bill, or the other person is accepting the bill, or other person is drawing the bill on us and we are accepting the bill. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? It means that bills of exchange is a special transaction. When bills have been drawn or bills have been accepted, I think you need to record those transactions. That is a special transaction. But when we will be seeing in the final account balance sheet, we will be having bills receivable, bills payable. What is the total bills receivable which is due from my customers, my debtors? You will be calling them as a drawee. Am I right? And what is the amount that is payable to my creditors? My creditors, they are called as drawer. Is this clear? The amount which is due to them, the amount is due from them. To know that, you will be opening bills receivable account, bills payable account. That bills receivable, bills payable account is linked to where? Final accounts. Got it? So, summarization, when you are going for summarization, preparing the final account, bills of exchange is part of final accounts. Look at the broader view. See, when you are learning the subject, the basic foundation, the knowledge is definitely going to carry forward, my dear friends. Similarly, look at the consignment part. We haven't covered. Maybe those who are from intermediate background, you might have learned consignment, or you might have left consignment as a choice topic, but doesn't matter. Consignment, when you take up the net result of consignment. Consignment is nothing but simple words: sending the goods to agent. Sending the goods to agent, asking the agent to sell the goods on behalf of the person who is sending the goods is known as principal, not college principal. Principal is called as consignor. The person who is receiving the goods is called as consignee. The relation between these two of them are called as principal and agent. It is being covered in law of agency chapter. So that is a special transaction. Everybody won't be sending the goods. For example, this is a summer season, mangoes demand is there. Or we have seen recent past, Mosambik has been imported from Hyderabad or Telangana, from Telangana state to other states. Mangoes have been exported to other states. I can't go to Delhi, I can't go to Jammu and Kashmir where I can have my own establishment of business because this is seasonal business. Then what I will be doing, I will be appointing a local person as an agent. I am selling the goods on that particular consignment, on that particular dispatch of goods. What is my profit? And ultimately the profit or loss of the consignment activities will be transferred to my profit and loss account. So consignment special transactions also linked to which chapter? Your final accounts. Similar depreciation, you will be learning how to calculate depreciation, how to record the depreciation, and what is the closing balance of asset. And that you will be learning depreciation. You know that depreciation will be taken to final accounts. Are you following all of? So similarly, you look at recently concluded the topic that has been covered to use BRS, bank reconciliation statement. Bank reconciliation statement. What is the object of bank reconciliation statement? You learn if you are closing your financial statement. So in financial statement, that is in balance sheet asset side, you will be going to show the bank balance. What bank balance? Adjusted bank balance as per cash. Now BRS topic is important for you to prepare financial statements. So I am just giving few examples. So this is the definition. So all routes leads to Rome, there is a saying. All roads leads to Rome. There is a saying. Same thing, whatever the topics you are having in final accounts, in CA foundation, will be leading to financial statements. So after completion of why I have taken a financial statement is that even you don't have knowledge of those things, it is independent, the expenditure, income, assets, liabilities, consolidation of it, and just simply you will be by going through the format, you can do it. But you need to have a clarity of thought. Why we are preparing financial statement? What is the definition of accounting? Why definition of accounting is only talking about art of recording, classifying, summarizing. So summarizing is preparation of financial statement. Now that particular part is covering all these chapters. All these chapters will be linked to financial statement. This is what. Why for any organization, the result is important. Shall I continue with the business or shall I drop from the business? Is this clear? So I think this significance you should understand. Okay, got it, my dear friends. And then in independent topics when you learn, there I will be explaining how these chapter is being linked to financial statements. Okay, even without learning that, here we are only looking at the classification of accounts, the ledger accounts, that balance through which we can go for financial statement. This is what I thought of sharing with you. Maybe first class we had the discussion. My today's class also basically about concept orientation. And after completion of today's class, just I want to give the learning objective of today's class is that we will be learning the format of, we have learned already format of, we have learned a bit of trading account in the last class, am I right? And today we will be learning the format of trading account, the format of P&L account. And whenever I start the class, my dear friends, let me make it clear that I assume that you don't know anything, frankly telling you. I assume that you don't know anything. Then only I can give my best to you. If I feel that you know what this particular thing is easy or that particular thing is easy, this particular chapter you are good at, that particular topic you are poor, how can I judge? Right? So I need to give you complete picture by following materiality and full disclosure. I feel everything is material to you. Everything is to be disclosed to you. Now it is your wish. Okay, sir, this is already you learned. Doesn't matter. Don't feel like boring. Out of 90, if 19% you know, 1% you don't know, that 1% may be useful to you. Got it? So whatever I am saying in the classroom, in video lecture, listen to me and try to understand the concept. And from the next class onwards, after completion of balance sheet, slowly I want to work out the problems from our CHARMS material. The CHARMS material problems are almost there in your study material also. If I feel like any additional problem that is going to be shared, definitely I will be going to share with you. I will try to make you as a virtual classroom discussion. That is my intention, my dear friends. Okay. So today's class, you can see on the screen, it closing stock. We have seen last class what are the items that will appear on the debit side of trading account, and opening stock, purchases, direct expense I told you, and credit side, what are the items which will appear, sales and closing stock. I think those who are coming from commerce background, let me ask you a question. You should try to answer. You can't, I can't hear your answer, but I think you can just for self evaluation, you try to question yourself and try to find out the answer. And in a while, I'll explain on that. Right? Closing stock is an asset. Do you agree with me, all of you? Closing stock, those who have learned the final accounts, you know that closing stock will be taken to balance sheet asset side. No, if in trading and P&L account, my dear friends, trading comma P&L account is purely trading and profit and loss account. These two accounts are nominal accounts. Nominal accounts. And nominal accounts are called as temporary accounts. Nominal accounts are called as temporary accounts. Why temporary accounts? I'll tell you after completion of the format of profit and loss account. Trading and P&L account are nominal accounts, temporary account. Then if you look at the closing stock here, is it not an asset? How closing stock is the real account? No. Closing stock is a real account. If closing stock is a real account, how you can show closing stock to trading account is a question mark. No sir, we have learned in the format. We have been told to go by this format. Am I right? But I'll give you a hint to you. See my dear friends, the closing stock. I'll give you a small example to explain you this. This example will be useful for you in future also. Suppose let me give you an example. Business has been started recently. I'm giving a small example. I think you most of you like chocolates. Am I right? Let me give a small example of chocolates. 10 chocolates which cost is 5 rupees has been purchased. The total cost is 50 rupees. Okay, I'm going by trading account format. If trading account, okay, 10 chocolates, okay, let this trading account format I'll discuss later on. Let me tell you, this is purchases, no? 10 chocolates whose cost is 5 rupees coming to 50 rupees, this is purchases. And this out of 10 chocolates, 8 chocolates have been sold at the rate of 10 rupees. This is sales. Difference between 80 minus 50, 30, no? Generally 30 rupees, difference between sales and purchases can be taken as a profit. I told you in the last class you learned these things in your school mathematics. I think this is wrong, no, if you go by school mathematics. Why, sir? Selling price of chocolate is 10 rupees. Cost price of chocolate is 5 rupees. What is the profit per chocolate? 5 rupees. Profit of chocolate is 5 rupees. So profit of chocolate is 5 rupees. Then if you ask me, I think you can tell me easily. 8 into 5 rupees. 8 chocolates has been sold. No? What is your profit, my dear friends? 40 rupees. That means here which has been taken out, if you go by trading account format, if you go by trading account format, here, okay, let me take this one. if you go by trading account format, this is sales, no? So you write closing stock. Closing stock is always recorded cost price or market value, whichever is less. If market value is not given, you may assume cost price is lower than market value. We assume cost price is lower than market value. This is cost price, no? 2 chocolates unsold. 2 into 5. 10. Now 80 plus 10, how much? 90. 90 minus 50. Then profit will be, tell me, here you write 90, no? Total. What is profit is? 40. Now it is correct. Is this clear? So, you are taking closing stock on the credit side. I put a question, closing stock is a real account. I am not saying it is wrong, but there is a logic in that. That is what you should learn. The closing stock is 10 rupees. If you take closing stock, you are getting the right answer. If you don't take closing stock, it is wrong. I will tell you the reason. The reason is that, my dear friends, you got the clarity on this now? Okay. Now let me take out this. Generally, what will happen is that just a minute, let me erase this first. Now, see what you are trying to do here is that your purchases is 10 chocolates, whereas your sales is 8 chocolates. So, what you are trying to do, you are trying to match expenditure of 10 items with income of 8 items. Is it right? How can you get a profit, right profit? If you match 8 chocolates cost price 8 into 540 with 8 chocolates selling price 8 into 10 80, this is correct. Now this is what the matching principle says, that matching principle says that to earn income, expenditure which has been incurred should match your revenue. So it means to get 8 chocolates, what you can do, from purchases we can deduct closing stock. Closing stock how much? 2 chocolates into 5, 10. Then 50 minus 10, how much it will become? 40. Now 80 minus 40. What is your answer? Tell me. 40 rupees profit you are going to get. Am I right? It means that by following the matching principle, to find out the income, to find out the profit, the expenditure, to earn the income, expenditure should match. That means if I don't deduct closing stock from purchases, assuming that there is no opening stock, my dear friends, I am taking example assuming there is no opening stock. If you deduct 2 chocolates from 10 chocolates, they will be getting how many chocolates? Will be cost price of 8 chocolates. In simple words, matching principle says that selling price quantity minus cost price quantity. That means quantity must be equal. What is selling price quantity? 8. Cost price quantity 8. Is this clear? To get the cost price quantity, you need to deduct closing stock from purchases. Now, in accounting, most of you know that mathematics students, that instead of subtracting it, it can be taken to other side. That is what has been done. Suppose instead of deducting closing stock here, you can take closing stock on the other side. That is being called as format. But when you are going to next level, this basic knowledge you all should possess. That is the reason why in interviews, whenever you go, in interviews, I put this question whenever I conduct any interviews. I put this question. I think most of the students fail to answer this question. So please try to understand. The reason for showing the closing stock on the credit side is, instead of deducting from purchases, it also can be taken to other side. And then you may say that, sir, why closing stock is being deducted? Matching principle says that the expenditure, the income that has been generated, Expenditure should produce the income in that particular year. Now, two chocolates are not going to unsold two chocolates are not going to produce income in this year. This will become opening stock for next year. That opening stock of next year will fetch you income. That is why opening stock will be recognized. Again, opening stock is also based on which principle? Matching principle. So you should understand that closing stock deducting from purchases, I repeat once again, closing stock deducting from purchases or closing stock that is being taken to trading account credit side. In both the cases, what is common is that matching principle. And similarly, opening stock appearing in the next year also based on matching principle. This year closing stock has been subtracted because the closing stock unsold is not going to fetch me any income. To find out the correct income, closing stock has been subtracted. And this closing stock will produce you the income in the next year. So that is why that opening stock will be recognized as an expense. That means even though you have incurred expenses, since it has not been sold, that is not this year expense. This expense of closing stock will be recognized. Unsold quantity will be recognized as expenditure next year. So therefore, that will produce you some income. Got the clarity? I think this is all about matching principle. Okay. So now the point is that now we are having one adjustment given here. Closing stock. I think the logic is clear to all of you. Just a minute. Let me erase this. Okay. Now, let us see. If closing stock appears outside the trial balance, if closing stock appears outside trial balance, the following entry is passed to incorporate closing stock in the books. That means closing stock generally will be valued. You are having topic called as inventory valuation. We are having two things. Today, 31st March, I am closing my books. Today itself, can I get it? Unless I maintain records. So physical verification has to be done. So generally, the trial balance will be prepared with the ledger balances that is already available. But closing stock, you need to go for physical verification or proper stock records has to be maintained. So it is difficult. Generally, closing stock is called as an adjustment item. Why closing stock is called as an adjustment item? Because closing stock, why it is called adjustment item? Because by the time you prepare trial balance, closing stock is not ready. When closing stock is not ready, it is called as outside trial balance. So it's the ledger account, but it's outside trial balance. Then you write the entry closing stock account to trading account. But if closing stock, the trial balance appears inside, closing stock need not to be disclosed in the trading account. Since closing stock has already been taken into account while computing the adjusted purchases. Here we will be learning about adjusted purchases. We will be learning about adjusted purchases. Adjusted purchases is equal to opening stock. I am using the word here. net purchases. Net purchases means purchases minus returns is called as net purchases. Opening stock plus net purchases minus closing stock is called as adjusted purchase. That means closing stock has already been deducted from net purchases. So let me give an example to understand the logic. Suppose trial balance. Opening stock is 10. Purchases is 90. Say closing stock 20. Now this is closing stock is appearing outside trial balance. Okay, this is first example. This one. Second one. What you have done? Trial balance. Opening stock 10 plus purchases 90 minus closing stock 20. Is this clear? Opening stock 10 plus purchases 90 minus closing stock how much? 20. It is coming to how much? 8. So now this is what is called as adjusted purchases, or it is also called as cost of goods sold. So here opening stock is how much I told you? 10. Purchases 90. Closing stock which is appearing outside trial balance. Here opening stock is 10. Purchases is 90. Closing stock is 20. It is coming to how much? 80. Okay, then try to understand. When, now let me tell you. This is called as cost of goods sold, no? Please try to understand. When closing cost of goods sold is appearing in trial balance, closing stock will appear in trial balance. Now look at the trial balance total is how much? 100. Here what is the total? 100. So it means if closing stock is appearing outside trial balance or closing stock is appearing inside trial balance total is same, no? The reason is that here cost of goods sold has been taken. Then if closing stock is appearing outside trial balance, closing stock will directly taken to balance sheet, because we are having this cost of goods sold is also called as adjusted purchases. This closing stock is also called as adjusted purchases. Therefore, cost of goods sold is how much? 80. That means you have already deducted purchases, closing stock from trial balance. So if closing stock is trial balance appearing inside, closing stock will be disclosed only on the asset side of balance sheet. However, if closing stock is appearing outside the trial balance, it is to be disclosed both on the credit side of trading account and on the asset side of balance sheet. Let me explain once again. If closings, I have given these two are the examples I have given to understand the logic. Closing stock is not appearing in trial balance, which means which is appearing outside trial balance. Then two effects: trading account credit side and balance sheet asset side. If closing stock appearing only in trial balance, closing stock will appear in the balance sheet asset side. Got the clarity? So we have seen this is very important point. For today's class, whatever you have learned, this closing stock concept is about which principle, my dear friends? Matching principle. So I think we had discussion on so far Entity concept has been completed relating to financial statements, and then we have also completed periodicity, matching, accrual. Now only the few things that is to be left out, few concepts are left out. Even conservatism also completed. Closing stock is taken at cost price or market value is based on which principle? Conservatism principle. My dear friends, now and then I am discussing the theory points. Theory points which you understand is useful for 2 marks statement of true or false. Is this clear? Statement of true or false. These things are very, very important. Okay. Your remembrance is the key. Okay. Now I think this has been completed now. Now, how to prepare trading account? Let us see. How to prepare trading account. See, the preparation of trading account requires the passing of entries to transfer the balances of accounts of all concerned items to trading account. You might have learned that closing entries. All nominal accounts are closed by transferring to trading comma P&L account. Is this clear? So, purchases, purchase returns, direct expenses, whatever we show in trading account, they all have to be closed by transferring to trading account. Now let us begin with purchase returns. You know what is entry for purchase returns? Generally, you record entry for purchases returns when there is a credit purchase return. Say entry for credit purchase return. Creditor account data to purchase returns. Creditor account data to purchase return. Now this purchase return account is being closed by debiting to which account? Purchase returns account. Then which account is being created? Purchase account. That means purchase returns account will reduce your purchases. This is what is called as net purchases. Is this clear? What is entry for transfer of purchase returns? Tell me. Purchase returns account data to purchases account. Or you also can transfer to, if you don't want to direct from purchases. I think better to follow this. If you don't want to, transfer, it also can be alternatively transferred to which account? Trading account. But generally prefer this one. Don't prefer this one. Okay. Purchase it into purchase account. Opening stock account, purchase account, direct expenses like wages, carriage inward, freight inwards, they all will show debit balance now. That will be closed when you are closing the account. All these account is to be created. Which account is to be debited? Trading account. Sales returns are written inwards account. Sales returns are written inwards account. Sales returns are written inwards account is also closed by transferring to sales returns. Why? Because suppose if you take an example of credit sales returns. What is entry for credit sales returns? Debtor account debtor, or we will be calling it the trade receivable account debtor to sales returns. No. Just a minute. Reverse. Sorry. Sales returns means debit what comes in. Sales returns to debtor account. Sorry. What is entry? Tell me. Sales returns account debtor to debtor account or trade receivable. Now this sales return account is showing debit balance. No? This will be closed by transferring to sales account. So it is called as net sales. This is called as net purchases. Okay, clear to all of you? I think this is the entry you should write when there is a sales returns. Okay, next one. Sales entry, sales account data to trading account. Okay, now we will move on to how to close trading account. The trading account is closed by transferring balance to profit and loss account. We say gross profit. No? The entry is trading account data to profit and loss account. Okay, and for a loss, you reverse it. Then a general format of a trading account. If you look at the general format of trading account, opening stock, purchases written outwards, this all told you, written outwards are nothing but purchase returns. For this, by following the periodicity concept, we write for the period ending, say either 31st December or 31st March, like that. Written outwards purchase returns. We discuss about abnormal loss later on. Goods for personal use are learned in final accounts, in journal entries, drawings to purchases. Okay, goods distributed as samples, free samples to purchases, goods distributed as charity purchases. So, whatever the net effect we are getting about the purchases, it is also called as net purchases. Okay, this will be useful not for foundation. Later on in inter it will be useful. So, whatever these all are based on, my dear friends, whatever you are deducting from here, these all are matching principle. Matching principle. Why, sir? Suppose 100 units you purchased, 5 written outwards. Available for sale is 95. Abnormal loss 5, say. Available is 90. Out of 100 units, you used 10 units for personal use. Available 5 plus 5, 10. 10 minus 10, 20. 10 plus 10, 10, 20. 100 minus 20, 80. Goods distributes free samples, 10, say for example. 10 I have given for charity. Out of 100 units I have purchased, 5, 5, 10, 10, 10. It is coming to 100 minus 20, 100 minus 10, 10, 20, 30, 40. What is the goods available for sale? 60. Out of 60, 50 has been sold, say for example, net sales. Then what is your balance closing stock? 10. The closing stock is also based on which principle? Matching principle. Then you are getting having 60, 60 minus 10. Then we will be getting 50 units purchase minus 50 units sales is going to be your gross profit. So, whenever we talk about these things, they all are based on which principle? Matching principle. Why? Because to find out the profit, my sales must be matched to equal number of quantity of goods that is being available for sale. Cost price of goods available for minus goods that has been sold is nothing but matching principle. Okay. So, this is also completed. Okay, then next, direct expenses. I think this is a small typing mistake here. Direct expenses including wages and salary, freight inward. You know what is freight inward? It is transportation charges on goods that has been purchased. Carriage, cottage, bullock cart, whatever you talk about. They all comes under direct expenses. Okay, here if the credit side is more, you will be getting gross profit. Transfer to P&L account. If debit side is more, you will be getting gross loss. Only either gross profit or gross loss, only one shall appear. Now, from the following information, prepare trading account for the year ending on 31st March 2018. Okay, now I will be using for you to practice, I will be using the two things, TD, TC. Trading account debit side, trading account credit side. Shall we start now? Opening stock will go to where? Trading account debit side. Cash sales will go to where? Trading account credit side. Credit sales also will go to where? Credit sales also will go to trading account credit sales. That means sales include cash sales plus credit sales. Written outwards. What is written outwards? Purchase returns. This is to be deducted from purchases. Deduct from purchase. This one. Wages and salary. Please try to understand. Wages is trading account item. Salaries will be learning in P&L account. P&L account, indirect expense. When wages and salaries has been given, if suppose salaries and wages is given, ignore it. Since it is starting with wages, the wages is called as productive expenses. When salaries is clubbed with wages, we will be treating as a productive expenses. Please remember, if wages and salaries is given, it is productive. If salaries and wages is given, unproductive. So therefore, it will go to where? Trading account, debit side. Carriage inward, trading account, debit side. Freight inward, carry account, debit side. Cartage inward, trading account, debit side. Cash purchase, trading account, debit side. Credit purchase, trading account, debit side. Return inward, deduct from sales. Deduct from sales. Cost of closing stock 90, but market value. I told you closing stock or market value, whichever is lower. This will be taken to trading account credit side as format, or it can be deducted from purchases. I think most of you are comfortable in taking closing stock on the credit side trading account. I don't want to disturb that. Is this clear now? Right? So shall we start working out the problem now? Okay. Here, suppose trader name is there, we write the trader name. Name of the trader you can write if it is given, or name of the firm you write, but here it has not been given. Then you should write trading account for the year ending, or you can write trading account of so and so also you can write. Trading account for the year ending 31st March 2018. Okay, then okay. Now you know the format of this. Okay, my dear friends. Here, you know, left hand side you write debit, right hand side you write credit. The format is we write particulars, and this is you write amount in rupees, particulars, and you also need some inner column. This is what is called this particulars, amount in rupees. This inner column is for calculating additions or subtractions. Here also amount in rupees, amount in rupees. Then you see we start always with Opening stock. What is opening stock? Tell me. 1,50,000. Opening stock, you can write no adjustment, 1,50,000. Then we got cash sales, by sales you write cash coming to 60,000. Credit is coming to 12 lakhs. Total 12 lakhs 60,000. Then we got written outward. Written outwards means I told you purchase returns. So first we should find out purchases now. So here I am writing to purchases. What is purchases? We got again cash purchases as well as credit purchases. Cash purchases 50,000. Credit purchases is coming to 10 lakhs. Because we are having some adjustment here. What is that adjustment we are having? Tell me. Return outwards. Return outwards is coming to 10,000. So 10,50,000 minus 10,000 coming to 10,40,000. Similarly, we are having return inwards now. Minus return inwards. What is return inwards given here? 20,000. So 12 lakhs 60 minus 20. 12 lakhs 40,000. Let me take the closing stock also here. Closing stock, I told you which one we should pick up, not this one, because cost price or market value, whichever is lower. So that is why which one has been taken? 84. If that is not given directly, we can take the given value as a cost price. By closing stock, since no adjustment, it will be taken directly to outer column. Then we got some expenses here, wages and salaries 4,000. Wages and salaries. Then we are having to carriage inwards. What is carriage inwards given here? You can see 2,000. Then 2 freight inwards. Freight inwards 3,000. Then we are having cartage inward 1,000. Cartage inward 1,000. Okay, that's it. You can check all items has been taken. Opening stock taken, cash sales, return outwards, wages, carriage inward, freight inward, cartage inward. All these items have been taken now. Now you can find out the closing stock. Okay, so 12 lakhs 40,000 plus 84,000 is coming to 13 lakhs 24,000. Lakhs 20. You know that side which is showing more, that is to be written first. I think right side is showing more. Now from 13 lakhs 24,000 you shall deduct 10 lakhs 40,000, 4,000 minus 2,000 minus 3,000 minus 1,000. So it is coming to 2 lakhs 74,000 is your gross profit. So gross profit carried on 2 lakhs 74,000. This is transferred to which account? Profit and loss account. Is this clear? I think this is how we have prepared which one? Trading account. Just I'm giving 1 minute time, just you can look at it. I think we have not taken this total now. 1 lakh 50, I think we have slipped it. So not 2 lakh 74. If we deduct 1 lakh 50,000 minus 1 lakh 50,000, you'll be getting gross profit of 1 lakh 24,000. Small correction. I think I have not taken that opening stock. It is 1 lakh 24,000. You can cross check now. I think I have been scrolling this. I think I have not seen this. So if you want, you can see whether it is correct or not. 1 lakh 50,000 plus 10 lakh 40,000 plus 4,000 plus you are getting the right answer. What is the correct answer? Tell me. 1 lakh 24,000 gross profit carried on, transferred to profit and loss account. Is this clear to all of you? I think this is about your trading account. Okay, my dear friends, I'm beginning with the small problems first. Then we go to second one. From the following information, prepare the trading account for the year ending 31st March 2018. Adjusted purchase 11 lakh 6,000, sales 12 lakh 40,000, closing stock 84,000, freight and cartage inward 6,000, wages, freight and cartage outwards. My dear friends, here I have told you already, when adjusted purchases are given in the problem, it means opening stock and closing stock is adjusted. Therefore, closing stock which is given in the problem is not taken to not taken to trading account, but it will appear in the balance sheet. Okay, so therefore, and second thing, so adjusted purchase will be taken to where? Trading account debit side. This will go to trading account credit side. Closing stock will be taken to trading account credit side. Freight and carriage inwards will be taken to trading account. Wages will be taken to trading account. Which will not be taken to trading account? Carriage outward. This will be taken to where? P&L account. This 84,000 will be taken to where? Balance sheet assets. So these two items will not appear in trading account. Now I think we can go to trading account here. Trading account. For the year ending, which is not given to us. I'm not giving importance. I think by this time you are familiar with this. Only I'm writing this calculation part. We don't have any adjustment also here. When you are not having adjustments, you can directly go for outer column. The format I've already explained you. For every problem we can't do it, my dear friends. Okay, so adjusted purchases. What is adjusted purchases given here? You can see 11 lakhs 6,000. 11 lakhs 6,000. Then sales we are having 12 lakhs 40,000. By sales 12 lakh 40,000. Okay. Then we are having freight and cartage inward 6,000. Freight and cartage inward 6,000. Then wages how much? 4,000. So we have, I think still credit side is showing more. 12 lakh 40,000 minus 11 lakhs 16,000. Take the calculator. 12 lakh 40,000 12 lakh 40,000 minus 11 lakhs 6,000. You are getting a gross profit of. They are getting a gross profit of how much? 1 lakh 24,000. Is this clear? 1 lakh 24,000. You can cross check this. 1 lakh 24,000 is a gross profit carried out. This is transferred to which account, my dear friends? Profit and loss account. I think we are starting with a few small problems will be useful to you. Okay. Then next. From the following information, prepare trading account for the year ending 31st March 2018. Cost of goods sold is 11,16,000, sales and closing stock. Now, here whenever cost of goods sold is given, try to understand. You can use either adjusted purchases or cost of goods sold. I will be getting opening stock plus net purchases minus closing stock. So therefore, as I told you previous problem, which will not be taken into consideration, closing stock. Now how to prepare? Very simple. Trading account, for the year ending so and so, to cost of goods sold, and you write here by sales. The difference between sales and cost of goods sold. What is sales here? 12,40,000. What is cost of goods sold? 11,16,000. Here I also can add one more thing to tell you. Whenever we are having cost of goods sold, let me put it this one also. Plus direct expenses minus closing stock. If information of direct expenses given, we can take. Please remember the formula. Cost of goods sold is nothing but opening stock plus net purchases plus direct expenses minus closing stock is your cost of goods sold. So therefore you got profit of same 1,24,000. Okay, clear to all of you? I think we have done 3 problems. Now today we will be seeing the format of P&L account also. After preparing the trading account, the next step is to prepare profit and loss account. I think the second problem and first problem is clear to all of you. I have given why when adjusted purchase are given, the problem it means opening stock, closing stock is adjusted. Therefore closing stock. The same concept here I have given the formula, that's it. Adjusted purchase or cost of goods sold is nothing but opening stock plus net purchases plus direct expenses minus closing stock. After preparing a trading account, the next step is to prepare P&L account. What is P&L account? Is one of the financial statement. It shows the financial performance of an enterprise. So, in simple words, we can say P&L account is prepared to set a net profit earned or net loss. It can be called as net result. Net result means it can be net profit or net loss. I think this stuff is just for you to have a clarity, which is not relevant for the time being. But even if you learn, there is nothing wrong in that. All revenue, whether operating or non-operating, expenses and losses operating or non-operating. Now, what do you mean by operating activities? As the principal revenue product producing activities of enterprise or other activities that are not investing or financial activities. You will be learning this investing and financial activities in a topic called as cash flow statement in CA Inter Group 1. But by learning it doesn't matter, doesn't affect you. So for example, what are operating activities? Sale and purchases of purchase and goods. Right, understand? Sale and purchase of building by builders, property dealers are operating activities. See, I told you sale and purchase of buildings by builders means For a builders, building material is goods. For property dealers, property is operating activities. So for a trader, purchase of goods is a operating activities. For a trader, sale of goods is operating activities. So operating activities. Granting loans to third parties is called as investing activities. Taking loans from third parties by them are financing activities. Granting loan is investing activities. By me, I've given the loan, I've invested somewhere, investing activity. Then I have given loan to third party is financing activities. I think these two things we will be learning in where CA intern. For the time being, since it has been given this particular printout clip, I am explaining this, right? So operating revenues minus operating expenses losses is operating activities. Okay, so it's nothing but gross profit we can say. But net profit is all revenues, whether operating or non-operating. Gross profit is only operating activities. But net profit, whether operating or non-operating, minus expenses and losses. So is nothing but the gross result will be taken as net profit. If you combine, trading account is already indirectly included in profit and loss account. Okay, no need to worry about much about this. Okay, but we see what are the items that is to be taken to profit and loss account. You know, items to be shown on the debit side. Discount allowed is an expense. Discount received is income. It will be taken to where? Credit side. Here it will be taken to debit side. Commission allowed is an expense. Commission earned is income. Loss on sale of short-term marketable securities is a loss. Profit is and gain. Loss on sale of fixed assets. Profit and loss account debit side. Profit on sale of fixed assets. Profit and loss account credit side. Interest paid on loans and advances. Loans and advances means you have borrowed some money. On that you have to pay interest. Is expense. Interest received on loans that has been lent by an organization. Income. Rent paid. You have taken premises on rent. Expense. You let out your property. Immovable property of business. Income. Royalty paid for using copyrights. Like generally whenever you see any standard, I say material, copyrights are reserved with the institute. It's called as royalty. Or any cricket match has been telecasted. We say that copyrights are reserved with Star Sports or something like that. For using the copyrights, you need to pay royalty. So royalty, if you are using the copyrights, expense. If you are giving copyrights to somebody, is income. Loss of stock due to fire, flood, earthquake, abnormal losses. It is debited to P&L account. Interest on short-term marketable securities is income. Loss of fixed asset due to fire, flood, earthquake is an expense. Interest earned from investment in debentures bonds. Dividend received from investment. You know that we'll be learning company accounts. When you are buying the debentures from a company, company will be paying interest to you. It is an income. When you are buying the shares of a company, company pays dividend. It is an income. How to prepare a P&L account? The preparation of P&L account requires to bring down the gross profit, gross loss, to pass the necessary entries to transfer the balances of accounts of all the concerned items to profit and loss account. The entries required for such transfer are called closing entries. You have learned just like closing entries are to transfer to trading account. Similarly, closing entries means the expenses and losses, incomes and gains other than the expenses, losses, expenses or gains shown in trading account will be transferred to profit and loss account. Here we are given some examples of expenses and losses that is to be debited to profit and loss account. Here income that is to be credited to profit and loss account. If you see the entry to close the accounts of indirect expenses and losses that is other than those shown on the debit side of trading account, entry is P&L account that are to respective item of expenses and losses. This is only for knowledge purpose. Some very rarely this question they will be asking you in the problem to pass closing entries. For example, what is entry for this, sir? You take example. Discount allowed to customer. You write entry. discount allowed to customer, no? Then P&L account data to discount allowed. Commission. Commission paid. Commission to cash. Entry. P&L account data commission. Like this. So all these are called as closing entry. This is called as closing entry. Similar rent paid entry. Rent to cash. P&L to rent. Similar discount received. Discount received you are received from supplier. Supplier to discount received. This is nominal account. This is closed by transfer into which account? Profit and loss account. For example, interest received. Cash to interest. Interest is closed by transfer into which account? Profit and loss account. These are called as closing entries. Is this clear? This is closing entry. Income closing entry. This is expense closing entry. Clear to all of you? Okay, next. On these two things I have explained you. To close all accounts, indirect incomes, gains other than those shown on the credit side, entries respective items of income and gains to P&L account. How to close P&L account? In case of net profit entries, profit and loss account data to capital. Loss capital account data to P&L account. You know that net profit is added to capital, net loss is deducted from capital. Look at the format. By gross profit brought down, discount received, commission earned, whatever we have discussed there, all will appear on the credit side. Expenses, salaries and wages. I told you, if wages and salaries are given, trading account. If salaries and wages are given, profit and loss account. Rent rates and taxes, fire insurance premium, repairs, maintenance, depreciation, audit fees, bank charges, legal charges, miscellaneous expenses. I think these things you might have learned in nominal account when you are writing the entries. Carriage outward is transportation on goods sold, freight outwards, transportation on goods sold, commission to salesmen, traveling expenses, entertainment expenses, sales promotion expenses, advertisement, publicity, packing, and this is what is called as operating profit. Operating profit brought down, then I think this classification is not required. Operating profit means these all are principal revenue generating activities. And rent earned, interest earned, profit on sale of fixed assets, income from investment, dividend received, interest on loan, loss on sale of fixed asset, net profit transferred to capital. For the time being, don't consider these things while doing the problem. No need to panic about it. Don't consider this. You continue the problem doing this. Don't consider while doing the final accounts. Okay, operating profits. Now, I think you can continue. Packing expenses followed by interest on loan, loss on sale of fixed assets, rent earned, interest earned, profit on sale of fixed assets, income from investment, dividend received. If credit side is more, you will be getting net profit. If debit side is more, you will be getting net loss. I am repeating once again. This is been given. Don't worry. You will be learning that in cash flow statement next level. If not required, don't follow this. Only the format of expenses you follow. Only either net profit or net loss, only one will appear. So today you go through the format once again, all of you. So tomorrow we start one or two problems on P&L account, then balance sheet. With that, we will be completing trading P&L account, balance sheet. Then after that, day after tomorrow, then we discuss about adjustments. Adjustment, it will take 2 classes. Then we start working from your charms material problems. So, okay. I think I hope you all are following this. Okay. You listen to again once again. We continue our discussion next class. Till then, goodbye. Thank you. God bless you all.